Welcome to the 2020 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment. Brought to you by our proud sponsors. Imperial Yeast, a half stainless steel mash panel sponsor of the Brewtubers Online Brewers Club and official yeast provider of the Yeast Experiment. Imperial Yeast offers brewers of all sizes access to world-class yeast and the best possible customer and technical support. Be sure to grab a pack or two now at your local homebrew shop or Woody's Homebrew. And lastly, Hopsteiner, the official hops provider of the 2020 Yeast Experiment. Get brewing.
What's going on? Putnam Brew here. This is going to be the first video of 3 for the Brewtubers Yeast Experiment. I'm going to do 3 videos of all the different beers that we brewed, which I'm not sure if you guys know. If you don't already know, it is the same beer. We did the same recipe, adjusted everything for each of our systems. So the whole idea behind it was to see how much the yeast played around with essentially the same beer. Finally able to have some time now to be able to review these. So the first one I'm going to do is Kick-Ass IPA. I'll put who makes these down below with links to their YouTubes, so you guys can check out their reviews and see how we each thought about these. So his says, from water chemistry to cold dry hopping, this particular beer kicked my ass, but I'm glad it did, because the result was an awesome beer that tastes well, kick-ass. That's a good one. This is the Brewtubers 2020 Yeast Experiment, and this version is considered the base as it uses clean Chico yeast, or Imperial Flagship is what he used for this one. So without further ado, why don't we crack into it? Cheers. Alright, let's see what we got here. So it's really, ooh, that's a really pretty color. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Really nice. Wow. This is already, just by aroma, way different than mine. Really solid. I'm picking up more Simcoe on this. Holy cow. Completely different than mine for sure. Just aroma is wow. That blows my mind. But really solid color on there. Nice foam. I like it. It looks like it's actually sticking to the glass, so we have some pretty nice lacing with this one. Not bad at all. Looks pretty great. Let's give it a taste. Wow. That is significantly different than mine. This one's very clean. It really lets the hops and the malt play around with it. They're both there, and one's not dominating the other by any means. You get the malt backbone. It's nice, it's clean, really good fermentation. The taste is very clean. The hops are there. They're a little bit more, I want to say the bitterness is a little bit different. I don't want to say it's quite dank, but it has that like darker hop flavor to it. Really nice finish, good carbonation. I like that a lot. A little bit more malty on the nose. You know, I'm just picking up more of that. A little bit more caramel. Huh. This is way different than mine. Incredible. But good beer. Good beer, Dean. I like it. It's a good one to start off with because it is Flagship, or aka the Chico yeast strain. Not bad at all. I like it. It's very clean. no off notes, no off flavors. It lets everything that was involved in the beer to shine through. You got your malts there, you have your hops, you got your this reminds me more of like a West Coast IPA for sure. So if I were to make this again, I'd probably go to Imperial Flagship with this one, because this reminds me more of a West Coast IPA for sure. Oh, and I will also post the recipe link. So down below, if your homebrew club wants to do something similar based off of this recipe, you can, which makes things really simple. Other thing I'm not noticing much in this one, and I know it's in there. Like, I'm picking up a lot of Centennial. I think that's a hop flavor, the Centennial and the Simcoe, that I'm really thinking of. It reminds me of like a classic West Coast IPA. You have that like caramel maltiness there, but then you get the hops that come out right after. But so I know this recipe used 2 ounces of Citra. I don't know, if I didn't already know that, I don't know if I would even pick up on the Citra in this. Yeah, I'm not picking up on Citra whatsoever. And I make at least 4 or 5 batches of a New England IPA, which is very heavy in Citra. Last year, it was the main hop I used, so I'm very familiar with it. But yeah, no, this just reminds me of a classic. It almost reminds me of something that Sculpin would put out. It has that kind of West Coast aroma to it. So it's solid. So Chico probably makes the most sense for this style, but definitely not picking up Citra. Oh, solid beer though, really good. If I were to rebrew it, this is probably, so far, first one I know, but really solid yeast to actually use with it. On to the next one. Next up is, this one I've been anticipating since I got it. I'm really excited. Portly Gentleman, found his channel a little while ago, started watching it, really awesome videos. Really excited for his beer. This one uses, actually, when we got this in the mail, my wife was like, that's in a can. I was like, yep, that'd be kind of neat to have one, but she shot that idea down real quick, so that's alright. He used Imperial's A15 Independence, which is a step up from their Flagship. Should play with the hops a little bit more, so I'm pretty excited to see what the change is going to be. Here we go, cheers, let's crack this one open. Oh! Holy cow. This one's full. Boom. Wow. Holy cow. Check that out. It looks nice. Really good looking beer. See if you guys can see that. See, this one smells a little bit more malty. Alright, let's really beautiful color. I really like the way this beer came out. This one's slightly hazy. Not too bad though, but you can pretty much almost see through it. Not too bad. Very nice lacing, good carbonation from what I can tell already. A little bit more in the hops in the nose with this one so far. A little bit more. But you still get that caramelness with it. Wow. Wow. I'd say this one definitely has a little bit less bitterness. OG at 1064, Final Gravity at 1013 for an ABV of 6.69%. Fermented for 68 degrees. I'm sorry, fermented for 7 days at 68 degrees. 70 degrees for 2 days, and then 39 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 days. Brewed on February 8th, dry hopped on 220, kegged in 221, and canned in 227. From Fillmore, California. Made its way to Dayville, Connecticut, which is awesome. Yeah, so very similar to Flagship, just a little bit softer bitterness. It's still there, just not so upfront. Picking up a little bit more sweetness with this. This one, I'm picking up more Citra on the taste than I am through the nose. Oh, such a solid beer too. I mean, this one's great. No off flavors that I can really pick up. Not bad at all. I mean, very clean. As it warms up, you're picking up more of that malt backbone with it. I'm still not picking up Simcoe, and I really thought I would be able to. Really clean beer. This is so crazy. Like, this is so different than mine as well. So different than mine. So far, this one's awesome. I like both so far. I think this is a really solid recipe. Great mouthfeel. Oh, this is really good. When it warms up, I'm starting to pick up a little bit more on Citra. Wow, way different. Way different. Very good beer, very clean. Definitely going to enjoy this one for sure. Not bad whatsoever. Wow, I like this one a lot. This is also a very good yeast for it, for sure. I haven't used this one. I've used Imperial's cable car before. I've done their juice, so it was an 8038 juice, I want to say. Mine used Imperial's dry hop, which I'm going to use in my next couple New England IPAs. I really love what it does for the aroma in beer. Makes a huge difference, especially comparing what mine is compared to this one. Really good beer. I like it. Cool. Alright, cheers guys. On to the next one. Hokie Homebrews, Wyeast 1450, Denny's favorite 50. Pretty excited. I've never had this yeast before, any of the beers, so I'm really curious to see how well this is going to do. Dude, you filled that to the top. Holy shit. Wow. Holy cow. Looks awesome. Let's crack into it. Get some good carbonation. Let's give it a pour. Wow. Nothing's really popping out to me on this one. It's solid. Picking up more Centennial than anything. A little bit different. So, much softer bitterness with this one. A little bit sweeter. A little bit of malt presence with it. Color looks great. Head looks awesome. This is solid as well. This is a yeast that I would pick for sure if I was gonna make this again. Right up there with the last two. I mean, it's a really good, solid all-around yeast. A little bit more of a lingering mouth feel and flavor. Like it hangs around after the finish for sure. Great carbonation. So it's like the malts are there. You're picking up a little bit more of the hops, but it's very slightly, like it's less of a difference than what you would think from the first two compared to this one. The main thing that I'm noticing is that the bitterness is less. Like it doesn't seem as assertive. A little bit sweeter, picking up the Centennial. Not really picking up Citra or Simcoe, but maybe a little bit sweetness from the Citras there. Otherwise, really solid. It goes really good. This is a great beer. I'm not picking up any sort of no off flavors that I can possibly think of. Picking up a little bit more caramel with this, especially as the beer warms up a little bit. Yeah, otherwise very clean. A little bit more. I just keep coming back to it. Just a little bit more sweetness with it. Otherwise, it's not bad at all. It's a great beer. It's very well done, very clear. Still a little bit hazy, but otherwise, so far from what I've seen on the other videos, a lot of them, some of them dropped clear. I know when mine first was finished carbonating. That thing was hazy as all get out. I can post a couple pictures or links where you guys can actually see it. It was very hazy. It glowed in the sunlight. What I know, Brian from Short Circuited Brewers reviewed mine. It ended up being super clear, which surprised me beyond belief, because I really didn't think it was going to be at all, but apparently whatever was in the bottle settled, and it cleared out really nicely. Yeah, no, solid beer. I would definitely make it with this yeast as well. There's not a bad thing to say about it. But great job, guys, so far. Cheers. We'll be making the next video pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll see you guys on the next one. See you soon.